Hi guys, welcome to my highlighting and contouring video. This is a complete beginner's guide to contouring, so literally from start to finish, how you would contour basically, simply with powder, no cream contouring or anything. I want to show you the absolute basics of how to contour your face. So we're going to go over the areas, we're going to go over the areas that you want to slim down, the areas that you want to highlight, the areas that you want to conceal, and I really hope you enjoy this video and learn something about beginners contouring. There will be a series on this, so I will then do a cream contour and various other contouring videos to build up your knowledge. But right now, let's start with the basics and highlighting and contouring with powders. Thank you so much guys, I really hope you enjoy this video. So now that my foundation's on, I am going to start to conceal. So basically, as normal, I'm going to use my Double Wear by Estee Lauder concealer, and I'm just going to pop this under the areas where it's needed. So, for example, under my eyes is the main one for me. It's always where I need to conceal. The rest of my face I can pretty much live without. So what you want to do with your concealer when you're thinking about contouring is you almost want to draw a triangle. I know that sounds a bit stupid, but I'm literally going to do this so you can see exactly where you need to conceal. So you want to take it right down onto your cheek. Like a lot of people make the mistake of just putting it right under their eyes, but it needs to come further down to make the contouring effective. So you want to go down the sides of your nose here as well and take it right down into a triangle. So you want to make it right next to your there. That's pretty much the perfect shape. So you want to do exactly the same with the other eye. And like I say, I wouldn't usually actually paint it on like this, but I'm doing this so that you can see exactly where you need to put your products. So you're going to go right down the corner of your nose and then onto your cheeks like so. And there's the perfect places where you need to conceal. Now, I've actually run out of my highlighting concealer, which is a slight problem for the contouring video because it's probably what you need to see the most. But you can see there where I've put the product. Now I'm going to use this concealer as well to show you where I would put the highlighting concealer, because I obviously don't have any. I'm just going to use this instead. So I'm going to put it here. This is where I would pop it. I would pop it on the sides of my mouth. Like so. Sorry, I'm running out of product on my brush. And then I would put it across my forehead. Like so. And then I would also put it down the center of my nose, but I'm going to do that at the end. Okay, and that is where you need to put your concealer. So, like I say, I would recommend a highlighting concealer, something with a bit of brightening agent in it as well. But this is where you want to have your concealer product. So guys, you then want to rub in your concealer products as normal. I'm just going to use my fingers today, just because it's not the areas that we're concentrating on. We're going to be concentrating on how to contour. So this is an important part, but it's just the beginning stages. Normally I would use my brush and my beauty blender, but I'm just going to rub in all the concealer now into the under eye area. I'm sort of dabbing and sort of rubbing at this point, just because I put so much product on to show you where to contour. I kind of have to rub it in slightly as well as dab it in, and we all know that I'm not a huge fan of rubbing product into my face. I much prefer to pat it in. So I'm just going to do it under my eyebrows as well to use up any excess that I've got lying around here, like so. So then we go, then once all the product is into the face, we are then going to set the concealer with a little powder as normal. And this is obviously if you're going to apply eyeshadow, it's essential to make sure that you have set your concealer under your eyes so that if you drop any onto your eye area underneath, you can easily wipe it off. So there we go guys, that's the concealer just popped in there. So to set the concealer, I'm just using the Prep and Prime, and this is the transparent finishing powder by MAC, which I love, and I always use it under my eyes. It's such a fine powder that it doesn't leave any residue, and it's fantastic for setting concealer. Just don't put too much on, otherwise you're going to look like a ghost. So make sure you tap any excess off and blow it off also, and then just pat it in like so. Now you don't need a lot, and like I say, I am pretty much doing the rest of my makeup quite quickly because I want to get onto the contouring section for you. That's it, lovely. Okay, so that's the under eye concealer set now. You can just see that. So nice flawless face to begin the contouring. So now guys, using a small contouring brush, this one is by Hair and Makeup Addiction, and it's fantastic. I love the smaller brushes with the smaller handles because I feel like you have more control over where you put in the product. So I'm going to use this small contouring brush here, and that's by Hair and Makeup Addiction. And I am going to pick up just my regular bronzer. So this is a bronzer with a slight hint of glitter in it. It does have glitter particles, but this bronzer is really light. Now, the reason I want to do it with this one first to show you is basically because when I'm contouring with powders, I like to build it up slowly. I don't just like to go in really heavy with a contour powder, pick it up and then brush it straight on my cheeks. I like to sort of know where I'm going to be doing it. So in other words, this is almost like a guideline. And I use this bronzer by Bourjois to basically set myself guidelines of where I want to contour my face. So I'm just going to pick up some product onto the brush. And like I say, this bronzer is quite light. Once you've got the product on the brush, you're then going to go first of all for your cheeks. So what you're trying to do here is establish where your cheekbone is and where you want to make the line. So in other words, when you smile, you see you have cheekbones here, and you're basically wanting to go just underneath the cheekbone, and this is to emphasize your cheekbone. So basically make your face look slimmer by emphasizing your cheekbone, okay? So we're just going to pick this product up, and you may not see this, like I said, because it is a light bronzer, but hopefully you will. So I'm just going to do this. And I've just literally followed that line. So hopefully there you can see that. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the other cheek. So I'm just going to pick up a bit more product, and I'm going to do exactly the same. Now, when you're contouring, you want to make sure that basically you're not overloading product. So in other words, not just grabbing your brush, putting loads of product on and going onto your cheek, because it's going to look ridiculous. You don't want to have a line face, you want it to look very flawless and blended in. So what you do when you're contouring is you make sure that you really go into the hairline here, and then put most product there, and then just stretch the product out. So most of your product is going to sit up here, and then you're just going to stretch it out across your cheek. Now don't come any further than about the middle of your eye. So you don't want to bring the bronzer right down here. You don't want that look, that's going to look crazy. You just literally want to bring the bronzer down to about sort of midway. So probably the end of your eye is a good idea of where to bring it down to. Okay, so that's the cheek area done. Then what we're going to do is do underneath the chin. Now this just sort of gives you a bit more angle and shape to your jaw. So again, I'm just using the Bourjois. I'm not using anything fancy. And I'm just going to go underneath my chin. So I'm going to leave this section here, but I'm going to go up the sides because that's how I like my face to look. Now every face shape has different sort of ideals of where they need to be slimmer and things. So just work it out for yourself and where you think you need sort of the emphasis. So for me, it's down here. That's where I want to slim down, and I want to do exactly the same on the other side. And as you can see, I do a silly face, but it kind of helps me to know where I'm going. Okay, so that's my chin done. And my cheeks. Okay, and then the other area you want to focus on is your forehead. Now you want to do just the sides of your forehead, and this just again slims your face down, makes it more of an oval shape as opposed to sort of a square or circle or whichever face shape you have. Mine's sort of a bit of a mix between, I think, I'd like to say it's a heart shape because my chin sort of has a point to it here, but it's also a mix between a bit of a circle shape as well. So I need to definitely give my face a little bit of definition. So I'm just going to again use Bourjois and again just find where I want to place some product. Now on the forehead, don't go too heavy because otherwise it's going to look a bit ridiculous. So just literally tap it in. And you're gonna do both sides obviously, because otherwise you're gonna end up with a crazy looking face. Okay, and so that's where we have now. The other area that you will want to do with your contouring is your nose, particularly for me because I find that I have a bit of a bubble nose. So in other words, I find it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, so I like to contour the bottom more than I do the top. Now I'm going to do that at the end. I'm just going to focus on the rest of the face first. Now hopefully you're following so far with where you need to contour. So it's literally your cheeks, underneath your chin, and then on the top of your forehead, and then your nose, but we'll do that at the end. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is actually pick up a contouring powder. So this is a darker powder, and this is in the Sleek Contour palette. Okay, and this is actually a palette basically made for contouring, so you can't get easier than that. It's got 3 colours in it. It's got the contour powder, the matte contour powder, which is the main one for doing the sides of your face. You don't really want to use this one because that's more of a blusher, and that's just for the apples of your cheeks. And then this is your highlighter. So we're not going to go too much into the whole highlighting process and everything today. It's literally just contouring. So I'm just going to show you what you would do with this powder. You pick up the matte powder here. This is just going to add definition, and because the Bourjois powder is so light, it doesn't really add a lot of definition, whereas this one's quite dark. And I said dark politely as in it's the right shade for my skin, but it's just a shade darker than the Bourjois, so it's going to add a bit more contour and make your face look a bit slimmer essentially. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the contouring powder. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, so pull my silly face. I'm going to come right up to the camera so you can see. Now, I'm doing this harshly and I'm putting quite a lot of product on, and it's for your benefit, so you can see exactly where I'm putting it and exactly how much and exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so usually maybe I wouldn't put quite as much product on, but I want you to be able to see what to do. Okay, so that's one cheek. Pick up a bit more product and do exactly the same on the other. Remember to focus that product right into the hairline rather than anywhere else. I'm just going to push my hair out my face so you can see that. And keep blending. Now, I don't know if you can see there, but I actually think my cheeks look a bit slimmer. Straight away. If I sit back, you can see it's just got a bit more definition. Well, I hope you can see that anyway. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with my chin. I just added a little bit too much product there on that one, but I'll blend it out. And just like with your eyeshadow, guys, like contouring is all about blending. You just need to keep blending until you get the look that you're after. So again, I'm just going to pick up a bit more product. Ignore the fact that this is quite a mess at the moment. I'm going to blend it all out. And then I'm going to do the forehead. Now this is the bit I don't like to overdo because I think it looks really silly. So you want to do the sides of your forehead, miss the middle bit, and just do the sides. This just gives the illusion of a slimmer face, which would be nice. Okay, so that's the stage we're at now. Just pull my hair back so you can see. So now we're at this stage and we have our full face contoured essentially with powder. We're going to just take a normal big fluffy brush and we're just going to blend it all out. We don't want any harsh lines. We don't want to look like some crazy person who's gone and just painted all over the face with brown. It doesn't look good. So you really need to blend it out. So make sure you've got a clean blending brush or a fluffy brush. Like I say, I'm just using this old fluffy brush that I love. I don't even know where that's from. I think it was from Asda. But I love it too much. So it's fantastic and it's really fluffy, and then you're just going to go over all your work and blend it out, so just like this. Okay, so that's it all blended out. It looks much more natural, like you don't have any harsh lines anywhere. You can see it just looks quite flawless. So that's the stage that we're at now. Now, I know a lot of people want to contour the nose, so I'm going to quickly go over how you can do that with a powder without looking ridiculous. So what you want to do is take a brush with a sharp edge. So I'm just using this concealer brush. You can use an even more defined brush if you want, but my nose doesn't need loads of contouring, it just needs a little bit. So I just use this brush. This brush is fine for my nose, but work out which brush is good for you. If you have a lot of contouring to do and you really want a sharp, really sharp line, you want to use a brush with a really sharp edge. So, you know, you can please yourself. Now with this, I'm just gonna pick up a bit of product on it. I'm just going to tap off the excess product because we don't want a lot of product for this look at all. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on the sides of my nose first, because this is the section that I like to slim down, this bit. Now, I don't know if you can see already, but I can see a difference just by putting the tiniest bit of product on that side of my nose compared to the other side. It already looks slightly slimmer. Now you just want to keep building it up really slow and not a lot of product at once. Now you work it up towards your eye here and you connect it to the end of your eyebrow. Okay? Now the bit I really like to contour is, like I said, this section here. By darkening it down, essentially what you're doing is almost making it disappear. It sounds stupid, but it's the way that light catches your face and how makeup works. It's so clever, and it can literally sort of you can have a nose job with contouring. You don't need to go to a surgeon, you don't need to be cut up, and you don't need to spend a fortune. You can literally give yourself a nose job. It's just a case of practicing. So now I'm going to do the other side. Oh, and you can see I've picked up too much product there, so I'm going to have to blend this in at the end. And you just work it into your nose area, like so. Again, I'm just going to concentrate on the very end of my nose now. There we go. So hopefully you can see the difference that that's made to my nose, guys. Now, one thing I didn't do before was put concealer on, and that was for a very good reason, because I like to do the dark first and then the concealer. And I'm just going to blend it out again. Don't forget to blend everything that you do out when you contour. So now what you want to do is you want to get your concealer again. Ideally, like I say, one with some highlight in it, but I don't have that option today because I need to go to the shops and buy some more. Any excuse to go shopping for makeup. Okay, so then we're just going to tap all the excess off my applicator here, and I'm just going to draw a line down the centre. And when I say a line, I literally do mean a line, so bear with me. My mirror is just behind me, so I'm going to do this in the mirror. You're going to try and keep this line as central as possible, like so. That's it. That's all you're going to do, and then you're literally going to pat this in. So really carefully, and without divulging the line too much or going away from that line that you've created, you're just going to pat this in. So there we go. So you can see basically what that does is it draws attention to the centre of your face. Now that's essentially all contouring does. You're darkening the outside of your face to draw attention to the centre of your face, and that literally gives it the slimmer look. You do exactly the same thing with your nose by just getting that central line with the concealer and drawing around it. It's that simple. It really is like a bit of a colouring mission. So I hope you can see that there. My lighting isn't the best, I know, guys. I do try and film through the day so that you can see what I'm doing, and I will order lighting equipment, I promise you, as soon as I can. So there we go, you get the idea. Now what you can do, you can go a step further, and you can highlight. Highlighting is amazing. I never knew how good highlighting was until I sort of started teaching myself makeup and doing all this. And yeah, highlighting really can just change the shape of your face, and it really enhances your contour. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up this small contouring brush, and this is by Bellamy. I love their brushes, I think they're fantastic. And I'm just going to pick up a little highlighter, so just a little bit on the very, very tips of the brush there. Okay, and all I'm going to do with this is tap it along my cheekbone, the highest point of my cheekbone, so just under my eyes. Now I'm not putting loads on because I just sort of want to show you the areas where you would highlight. And again on the other side. Now I have to be honest, this isn't one of my favourite highlighters. I don't think it does the job good enough. I think you need something quite harsh when you're contouring, like something quite, to give it a really the opposite effect essentially. Now I've just ordered a really good highlighter and I can't wait to do a review on that and show you that one. I've seen it on lots of YouTube videos myself and I'm really excited to show you it. So hopefully you'll obviously keep watching and watch my next contour video so you can see. Now I was just going to show you this with the nose. So for your nose, guys, you're just going to pick up the tiniest bit of highlighter on the very tip of the brush, like so. So you're just popping it into the product like that. Blow off any excess and then you're going to basically go right over the line that you just did. I'm just going to show you quite close if I can. And that, I don't know if you can see, this lighting again isn't the best, but it just gives your nose even more of a slimmed effect because you've highlighted the centre. Sorry, my camera's just gone a bit crazy. You can also obviously put highlighter under your eyebrows, like it's fantastic for all that. I haven't done my eyebrows or my eyes or anything today because I just wanted to do this video purely about contouring. So as you can see there, guys, that's it. That's literally as simple as contouring is. It takes a lot of practice and you need to blend and blend and blend. Like probably what I would do now, if I had finished my whole look and done my whole face, I would again blend it all out because I don't want this really strong highlight line. I don't really like that. Some people do and it suits some people, but I don't think it suits me. So then I would again just blend it out. And that's it. God, when did I start looking so old? Oh my God. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. Welcome to my highlighting and contouring video. I hope that you will enjoy and watch again. Oh, I don't know what I said then. Hi loves, welcome to my highlighting and contouring video. I want to show you today how to do the beginner's bit of highlighting. Why is it so dark? Hi loves, welcome to my highlighting.